Like maybe they use a Kindle.
It's a transparent book.
Yeah, otherwise known as the back of my eyelids.
Yeah, only kind people can see it.
It's like the animals in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Can only see death.
Yep.
Gosh. Alright, what about driving? Does it say bowling? Driving and bowling?
Yeah, driving and bowling. I don't know why bowling is in the side. Maybe because of the facilities. And we have to pay a lot to play bowling, right?
I guess. It is kind of expensive.
Yep.
I would be really confused. It's like an old man hobby.
Yeah, maybe. But it a little bit looks fancy here.
Yeah, I think in Korea it looks fancier. Just because the bowling alleys are newer.
Yeah, it's Korean meme, you know. It's Korean
well,
meme.
like in the US, all of our bowling alleys are like literal graveyards. It's just like you walk in and they smell like dust and old cigarettes, and like everybody looks like they want to hurt you, and the lighting's really fucking bad. And
try to break the tombstones.
Yeah. It's just, they're super old. Most of them, I think, were built in the 60s and 70s. And so they have not aged well. So, like, all of the bowling alleys that I used to go to are, like, kind of trashy hangouts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, but in Korea, like, maybe we can, like, offer a picture or something.
Are fancy.
They really are. And they play, like, uns, and people go there and drink it till, like, 2 a.m. It's like a party.
We have a bar bowling club, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Like EDM, right? EDM light.
There's one in Moran we can go to.
Oh, yeah.
There's one really close to us, so maybe we'll go there sometime.
Nice.
Yeah, wait until after Corona, though.
I think this type of hobby shows them as a wealthy living dude. That's why driving and bowling is in this type of position, right?
I think probably, because I would actually put it higher on the level of flex, at least driving anyway, in particular.
Flexing.
Because like we've talked in previous videos about cars and like not like flexing what kind of car you drive to a lot of people. So to be like, I like driving, here's 7 pictures of my Tesla, that's a hardcore flex, right? So kind of depends, but if you're like, I like going for long drives on curvy roads and there's no picture of your car, that's less of a flex. I too like driving, I just don't do it here because I want to live.
That makes sense. So let's move on to. There are clay shooting. Yeah, clay shooting.
Who wrote this list? Somebody from the 19th century.
And playing violin or piano. Makes sense.
I would agree with that. I would agree with the violin and piano. If you if somebody said, "Oh, I go clay shooting," particularly in Korea, I'd be like, "Does your family own Samsung?"
Yeah, they must be a beauty.
Who nobody here first of all has a gun, and second of all, nobody has land to shoot anything on, let alone random pieces of clay.
It just implies a lot. This dude
likes to go
is
clay shooting.
rich,
and his name is Chad. Yeah, that clay shooting definitely. Yeah, it's both. I would say that's dignified and a flex, for real. It's a high key flex in Korea,
and it's just not just showing off. It's also just implying. So it's a good way to flex yourself indirectly. Like I'm playing clay shooting, or I'm playing violin or something.
That's true.
It's kind of weird that every instrument has different vibe. Like I'm playing violin seems like more fancier than I'm playing a guitar.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's the same in America.
Really?
For sure. I don't know if it's. I've never thought about why. Right? I've never really questioned it. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just because guitars tend to be cheaper, or the violin is more difficult to master, perhaps.
Like orchestra versus band, maybe.
Yeah, there might be some connotation with it then. Yeah,
but
because,
I think
they do have 12-string guitars for classical music.
I play drum is better than I play guitar, because it seems like more rare.
Probably. Yeah.
Just my opinion.
And you could, and then you have to ask the question, well, what kind of drum? Because is it like, or is it like drum line, or is it like djembe, like?
That's kind of hip. That's
that
it.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm good at drum beats
How
today.
about contrabass? I play contrabass.
I don't know, that's a huge flex.
Yeah. I think that's not a bad thing.
I don't think so. I don't think at all. Yeah. I think I would be like, how and why, but it's not a bad thing at all. I would just be really curious about how you get into that hobby, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like
It looks professional and boozy.
Yeah, true. And quick note for Korea, everybody knows how to play the piano. So unless like it's something that you do every day and you just want them to know like this is something I do every day, so prepare yourself for a litany of noise. You don't really have to advertise that right away, right? Yeah, I don't know. But it's not a bad thing to show in a profile, like, oh, like I like playing the keyboard, that looks nice. And like, oh, you're probably not a murderer if you're trying to learn Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
Or you can use guitar too.
Yeah, it's true. Sacrifice a cheap instrument, right? You know what I mean? Sacrifice the cheap one. Gosh. But clay shooting, good lord. Yeah. That's a massive, I feel like that should be way further over on the flex chart.
So on the top of this chart, you can see yacht sailing and what is that? Golf?
Horses?
Yeah, horse riding.
Oh, it's horse riding.
Horse riding. Do you agree?
Yes, because if you have a yacht and then it's just like, look at my yacht. There's no way that a yacht's not a flex. And also, like,
preach.
I think people think it's dignified because everybody wants to own a yacht, but very few of us can actually buy them.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're like, oh, I have a yacht, it's like, yeah, it's pretty high on both of those lists. Now that's just spoken with a little bit of jealousy. So if you have a yacht, I'll come check it out. It's fine. I'll pay the price. Swim right.
And also horse riding, same.
Yeah,
especially
particularly in Korea.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's expensive enough in America, but in Korea there's like 6 horses. So for 50 million people to compete over those resources, incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Impossibly expensive. So it's a huge flex in Korea.
Also, it's implying a lot. Like, you're boozy and you're kind of professional, or your family must be boozy. Yeah. And you don't have to work that much. Like that.
Actually, that's a good point. Unfortunately true. Here, I would say I have mixed views about golf in Korea.
Yeah, golf is quite easy to approach.
Yeah. It's different than in America. Because like in Korea, there's screen golf. So it's like we can go and fake golf all we want. Like a lot of gyms even have screen golf in them. And then there's, they have like little outdoor shooting ranges. And you can buy like a bucket of balls for like 18,000 won or something. It's like $15. So it's really not that expensive. But if you go golfing in America, it's like $200 or more a game. So if you go, I don't even know how it works. Maybe you like split it with somebody. I don't know how it works.
It's really expensive here to actually play golf, but people usually go to like that indoor screen golf facility or go to like practicing rounds. That's it.
I see.
That's why people think golf is really boozy sports.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
And some people go to other country to just play golf, like more cheaper area.
You should go to Scotland. Because people in Scotland are rad and the whole country is basically a golf course.
I think golf is regarded as kind of boozy sports, but not as much as horse riding or yacht. It's just different level.
It is. Golf is bougie for sure. And it says something very specific about that person. It's like, I like to solve problems, but I don't want to be that physical about it. Just a little bit. Also, probably my back is very twisted. Right? That's what that says to me. Sorry, physical therapist.
It's side effect of living trainer. With physical problem.
So
thinking about balance.
Like honestly, I'm thinking in my mind, well, this homeboy needs to go see a therapist. We need to get some muscle relaxants.
Yeah. Actually, we can see a lot.
Like golfers?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I would bet with like golfers, rock climbers, soccer players, basically any athletic sport, weightlifters.
I think just yacht sailing and horse riding is different level because they can't pretend they have it. But
that's true.
golf is kind of pretendable, right?
think so.
They can
'cause you're
just
probably not going to
go
ask
to the
somebody on a
field
date.
and try to pretend they're playing golf, but they can actually not playing golf, right?
I suppose.
Yeah.
I think that's really lame.
I think playing golf is lower than like clay shooting.
I think so. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. That actually made me think, where do you think, because we both are weightlifters, so what do you think in terms of weightlifting if we had to choose where it was? Because we're biased as hell on this subject.
I think weightlifting is just middle of the chart. It's better than playing soft gun, but it's a little bit lower than rock climbing because it's too common.
It is.
It's
in
nothing
Korea.
special, yeah.
Yeah, I would say in America it's not.
No.
But
As
here
long as
it's
you're
more
not
common.
special weightlifter or you look super fit.
Just curious.
Yeah. Rather, if you look not fit, even though you're writing down, I'm doing weightlifting, it seems a little bit weird.
I think they're, yeah, I mean, I would agree, but also on the contrary, because like, on the contrary, sorry, I actually recently told my students that's really rude to say, so I apologize. On the flip side of the coin, I would say that like, I started doing resistance training when I was quite heavy. And so I'm sure people at the gym were just like, gosh, what's this chunky girl doing here? Like, why is she even here?
I admire that, but
well, sure.
for showing off, it looks a little bit weird.
Like people might be confused. So maybe like if we put it in a profile,
it's
it
basically
could be like,
showing
I
off
started weightlifting and
that's
like
good, yeah.
something like that. So like the other person is just like, oh, okay, well this is a hobby they have and it's new.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Or recently I just started weightlifting and I found that it's very interesting for me. It's good of course, but if you write down like I'm very into weightlifting and you look not that fit, it's a little bit weird.
It's kind of like if somebody says, oh yeah, I read a ton of books, but all they ever are is on their phone.
Yeah.
Then you're just like, but do you read books?
It's about consistency.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I will say you cannot always tell a book by its cover in regards to weightlifting, in regards to reading. So like, probably we can lie about anything. I would highly recommend not doing that though, for all of you viewers out there. Because if we do that, then the other person is going to immediately wonder, well, what else did they lie about? Right? So it immediately destroys trust. It's a really shitty way to start a relationship, actually.
If you start to lie, we have to make a lot of related lies to cover that flaws.
Well, then imagine deciding after you've been dating for like a month, 2 months, a year, oh man, like I really think I want to marry this person. Oh crap, I lied about that thing. Then what do? Are you going to lie to this person the rest of your life? Like, so I would really strongly consider not lying about stuff, right? Just finding the hobbies that are already there that maybe could be slightly exaggerated but not full lies, or actually just having a hobby and looking for other people that are interested in them and thinking about your market, right? We might have to say this again because this alarm's going to be really loud in the video.
So let's make some conclusions.
Yes.
So we figured out what hobby looks good or not, but we know that all people can't make hobby like yacht sailing or clay shooting, horse riding,
why.
right?
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of quiche.
Common guys, what should they have? It's not should, but what's better to have if they want to start hobbies?
If they want to start a hobby?
Yeah, start or dedicate?
I think I would look for whatever interest already exists because probably they're following, like, especially people that are watching this video are probably people who spend time on social media. So there's probably people or organizations that they're following that have something that they're interested in. So maybe there's like a sport or an art project, or like maybe they're super into cars and so they can like find hobbies related to cars. So it's like looking at things that they already have an interest in and then seeing how to expand that interest. Because even though I wouldn't necessarily lead with like, oh, I like to play video games, well, maybe there's something that you can do as being been interested in video games that could lead to something else. Yeah. Because like maybe I like video games so much that I decide to learn how to code a game. That could be a different kind of hobby, right? Well, and like, so you can twist it in a lot of different ways, or you can try to gamify something, like using it for hand-eye coordination. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of different ways to spin it.
I run game review channel, and I have a lot of subscribers to just different level.
Yeah.
So you can approach a lot of directions, but basically we can. But basically we have to know that there are some hobbies that people prefer, and the other side, there are hobbies people don't prefer.
Yeah.
So knowing about this will help you a lot.
And thinking about, sure, think about who you want to see as profile. Yeah. Because like maybe you are a fisherman by day, by night, that is all you do, that's fine. At that point, look for a fisherman, right? That makes sense. But if it's like I go fishing twice a year, it's really not going to have any bearing on the relationship, and it's not important to show, right? So think a lot about who you want to appeal to and how important that hobby really could be to the quality of your relationship.
Marketing.
He and I both read a lot, and both put in our profiles, I read a lot. And so like I'm actually surprised because I know very few people who read more than me. And he's like one of two, I think, that I know. Actually, I think he might be the only one. So like, but I would have figured out eventually if he was lying about reading books. It's not something you can really fake when you live together, right? So like, just be honest and think about what you want out of a partner, right? Like what do you want to advertise for? Think about your market. Yes. Think about the market.
Marketing. So thanks for watching this video.
Go find yourself a hobby, boo. Preferably not watching anime. Full Metal Alchemist. Bye. If you like our channel, please like and subscribe down below. Pretty soon we're going to turn this into a podcast as well, so you'll be able to listen to these audio files as well as find transcripts for them on our website. And hope you guys are having a good day. If you have any requests for something that you want in INFP, ENFP, what are we? INTJ? If you have any requests for an INTJ, ENFP to talk about, or you're curious about living in Korea, whatever, just let us know. We're open to a lot of subjects, so you can leave it in the comments down below.
Just leave some comments.
Please do.
I'm a attention seeker.
Give me attention. You just want attention. You want me to subscribe.